Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of Beti Padhao, Samaj Bachao, a podcast series by Voluntary Action Network India, which explores on important topic educational gender gap in India. I'm your host Subhashni Prabhakar. Join me as I delve into real issues and underlying beliefs that contribute to gender inequality in education and society. Our guest for today is Mr. Awadh Kumar Singh, founder, managing trustee, and director of Leeds. He has done his post-graduation in rural development from Xavier Institute of Social Services, Ranchi, and won the Best Award from XISS in 1995 for social work. He has expertise on various issues and themes like RTE Act 2009, participatory strategic planning, organization development, SDGs, right to information, environment, policy advocacy, etc. He has various national and international exposure and convening state, national networks, and he is a member of GCAP Asia, working for the implementation of SDGs across Jharkhand. He won the International Education Excellence Award 2017 for his best contribution to the development sector. He is passionate about the education and health development of girls. We will also learn about insights on the grassroots initiatives that support to bridge the educational gender gap. Singh sir, first question है मेरा. Could you please share your personal journey and आपकी inspiration behind the work in the field of education, particularly focusing on girls?
Yeah. I studied school education. I did my school education through the government schools in Ranchi. So initial 4 or 5 years I was in government schools from class 1 to 4th, and then I shifted to private schools. While studying in the government schools, I felt the pains of the poor infrastructure, poor teachers' quality, which tells upon the quality education for the children in government schools. So that although throughout I was the topper in the classes, but it created a lot of feeling in the childhood that the children should get more better opportunity to have a better understanding and education to become a well-qualified, well-informed citizen of our country. So later on, by profession of my family, I traveled a lot in the rural Jharkhand. And I saw that there are many children working in the field area, especially girls are also working in the field. And in the process, I completed my graduation. Then I got an opportunity to get admission in XISS, and I was given opportunity or option to either work in study in personal management or rural development. So I tried to understand the whole episode of rural management and personal management. Then I realized that I should go for the rural management. So I did my post-graduation in rural management from XISS, and I completed this in 1995. And I worked while I entered in the education of rural development. I realized that, or I felt that I will not work as an employee for longer period. Rather, I will form an organization, and then I will start educational activities in Jharkhand for the tribal people. So I worked in one organization starting from my 1995 to 2009. I registered this Leeds organization in 2005. I got all documents in 3 years by 2009. And from 2010 onward, I started working on education through my organization. And by the time the Right to Education Act came in force, and I was invited to join the National Right to Education Forum and form Jharkhand Right to Education Forum in Jharkhand. And then I initiated the campaign to educate girls in Jharkhand work with the government schools, improve the quality of government schools as per the several articles of Right to Education Act. So I started working through this channel, and we had a lot of collaborations, a lot of improvement in girls' education in Jharkhand. We empowered a school management committee focusing more on enrollment of girls' education, plays to enroll the girls' education to the admission to the government schools. So these were some of the initiatives we took, and gradually nowadays we are doing a lot of work for the promotion of girls' education, girls' skill building, counseling to girls in Jharkhand.
Nice, sir. It's a long journey, and you have very good experience over the years. So, what are the hardships and challenges you faced, and how you were able to overcome these challenges?
You might be knowing that Jharkhand is the one of the top three poorest state in our country, and the major population is ST and SC. Almost 40% of the total population is ST and SC in Jharkhand. And because of that, the one major reason is the which affects the education, majorly the education of children in Jharkhand, and specifically the girls' education in Jharkhand, that is poverty. Because of poverty, migration is a regular phenomena. People leave the place. So migration affects the education of the children, because frequently children usually go with their parents, and then after 3, 4, 5 months, 6 months, they can come back, and by the time their education discontinued. This is one major reason. The second reason is the early marriage. 37% of the girls are or family opt for the early marriage before completion of the 18 years in Jharkhand. So that is also affects by and large the education of the girls. Then next is the poor educational support. Like schools, the government schools, the poor and tribal people mainly opt for the government schools, and the infrastructure in the government schools are not proper, teachers are not regular, quality of education also not very well established. So all these things do not properly attract children, or specifically girls, to their schools. And side by side, because family is also not very well off, so they also do not give more focus on the girls' education. They involve girls in the taking care of siblings, and taking care of the household work, participate in agricultural activities. So these are certain area which affects by and large in the early education. And once early education is affected, they badly affect the higher education. And then sometime if the initial education is not taken up properly, it also affects the self-motivation of the girls. So because of that, by and large, almost 63% of the girls dropped from after completion of the 8th class education, elementary education. Then another major reason is the budget allocation for the education. The budget education allocation and its utilization is also one of the reason which affects the girls' education, because the things which is committed to support the girls, it is not timely reaching to the girls, and that's why scholarship, support of bicycles, these all reading materials, these all things are usually do not reach to the girls on time, and that's why they are not able to continue their education. Then poor management of wash in the higher education, high schools, like toilets, menstrual management of menstrual health. This is also one of the area which is not visible, but it's also affects their regular school classroom transactions. So these are the certain important area in Jharkhand which affects the girls' education, and you'll find a very less number of girls going for the higher education. You'll find if suppose 100 girls have been enrolled in Anganwadi, then 75 or 80 goes to the elementary education. Out of the 75 or 80 girls, only 5, 36, 40 go to the further education, and only 3 to 4% goes to the higher educations. So this is the although state has given last 4, 5 years, the whole education is free for the girls in Jharkhand up to the higher education. Even then, we are not able to facilitate the girls to opt for the higher education in large scale. We are struggling because the school, unless we strengthen the school education system, we implement the Right to Education Act properly, it will not enrich the higher education from the perspective of girls.
Sir, when we talk about enrollment of girl children, so what is the impact which your organization has achieved in terms of enrollment and also retention of the children in the schools?
Yes, we are working with the government of Jharkhand. We have Jharkhand Right to Education Forum. And forum is closely working with the government of Jharkhand, JEPC, to ensure enrollment of girls, all children, but it's giving more specific focus to the girls. We enroll, we facilitate the retention, but the reason I told previously, which affects badly. So in some of the area, what we are doing, we are integrating the whole enrollment and retention things in different activities. Suppose we are also facilitating family, we are giving some program to family, livelihood support to the family, so that they can release their children, especially girls, to continue their education. We converse the government schemes with those family, poor and marginalized family. We facilitate many government schools under Manrega and other schemes to support the family, poorest family, so that they can continue their girls' education. So whatever regions is there, we also do that. Secondly, we are also counseling the families. We have a counselors, we go to the family and we facilitate the regular attendance of the girls to the education, to attend their schools. So counseling works very well sometime, because we conduct counseling for family as well as for the children, both. So what options you have if you complete class 8, what option you have if you complete 10, what option you have you complete 10 plus 2, and what options, sample scopes you have as a girls if you complete graduation and post-graduation, and what support you will get. So all informations are being shared by our counselors to the family, and we side by side, we also leads itself provide some support to the families, and also converge state schemes to the family, so that family will gradually have a substantial livelihood support, and they will not engage their children in the household work. So that the children can continue their work. So this is the answer. Side by side, we also strengthen school infrastructure. We converge with the line department, and in some schools, through the CSR supports, we also build model Anganwadi, model schools, so that it will automatically attract the children to schools. So smart classes, putting smart dashboard in their schools, so that the digital classes will be attended by all children. And this activity ensures works a lot in retaining the girls, retaining the children in the schools. Starting from Anganwadi up to the higher school, we have installed many systems. We have provided many playing games materials. We have provided sports materials, laboratory materials, so that the infrastructure and other academic equipments are well provided by the to the schools and which is being utilized by the schools, it creates more space for education to the children, and that attracts children and they continue on their education. So it is not only we retain, we enroll the children and we leave the place. We work with the family, we work the children, we work with the school management committee, we work with the children, and then try to converge all or integrate all the thread so that the child can continue their education. We also facilitate, counsel the family not go for the early child marriage in your village. So we also campaign for that. So this is some of the things we are doing to avoid or to reduce the dropouts as classes goes up. Right. So these are the things we are taking. If suppose in case some girls have been dropped and they are not interested anymore. So after 17, 18 years, we also provide them a skill training. And we provide them a skill training in the various soft issues. And also we train them on the non-traditional trades, the trades which is being taken up by the boys, so that they cannot feel any more less than the boys. So to promote equity, and those girls, almost in Ranchi city itself, we have trained almost 600 girls on non-traditional trades, and they are doing very well in different sectors, in different professions, and they have proved a lot. So this is also one of the engagement of leads, where if somehow they have been dropped, then we also facilitate them. We also provide handhold support to them so that they can survive in a better way in the society. And 8,000 to 24,000 monthly they are earning by their own enterprises, establishing their own enterprises, and working in different institutions, establishments, shopping malls, ATM, petrol pumps, etc. in Ranchi and adjacent cities in Jharkhand. So these are the some mechanisms through which we try to hold the girls once they complete their 8th class or 10th class, and then they drop, they don't want to continue, then also we create other options. In some cases, we are also doing one thing, that there are many technical institutions providing soft skills or skills. So we enroll these girls to those skill centers. And these centers almost in this process, we have almost enrolled 4 districts, almost 1,200 girls in such institutions like Gurukul, Skill Mission, state-run skill institutions, like that. And in that, we have district facilitator. They identify, they take their names from the Gram Sabha, and then we enroll those girls to the such institutions. And after completion, these institutions provide them employment, either in Jharkhand or in the other cities, in collaboration, in association with the government of Jharkhand, in that institutions and the company, so that there will be no any issue once they place in some certain employment. So these are the area we are also focusing in Jharkhand.
So that is really commendable. The work you and your team are doing in the grassroots level is very inspiring to everyone, and it is very motivating to listen to your history and experience you have on the ground. So, are there any specific strategies and programs run by your organization recently or currently regarding girls' education?
Yeah, we have major 4 strategy. First strategy, to work with the family and girls starting from the beginning, from the Anganwadi centers, from the elementary education centers, or up to class 8 schools, so that the roots are properly taken care of. So we work with Anganwadi, we work with the schools, with the support of different agencies like UNICEF, state government, other multilateral donor agency, bilateral donor agency, so that the first phase of the life is properly taken care of. Then we also provide second strategies for the providing counseling support and ensuring the converging with the different set of support to the children so that they can continue their further education. So a scholarship, providing a scholarship, converging with the state schemes to the girls, providing the different support to the girls so that they can continue after 8th. So this is second strategy. Third strategy is if they drop by any means. Suppose they are not competing, they are not interested to continue. Then third strategy to enhance their skill so that they will not move as a cheap labor. They will move as a well-qualified skilled labor, and they will earn as a skilled labor. And good earning always create a good space for the human being. So that is the third thing. Fourth thing is that we converge with the different state skill building centers so that those who are left, although we are not able to support, then we convert these girls to the skill building centers. And that Gurukul is one of the choice. They are well properly supporting in this initiative. State supported different agencies are there, RCT is there. So these centers, we convert the state resources so that build the capacity of these girls. Also, we also incorporate in such initiative the boys, youngs and adolescent girls and boys. So these people get well trained, and then they work in the hospitals, they work in the shopping malls, they work in the different stitching centers, they work as a guards. As per depending on their capacity, they are enrolled in the hotels in different locations. So this is now, earlier they are working 3,000, 4,000 rupees per month. Now they are earning 12,000, 14,000 per month. The fifth strategy is if they are not able to do any this thing, and we find that they have entrepreneurial capacity, then we converge. In some extent, we have also provided some grant to those almost 100 such youths. We have provided grant, and we train them also so that they can set up their own enterprise. So some of them are doing gottery, some of them are doing poultry, some of them are doing common service center. Like we have provided them laptop and computers, printers, and internet facility with the solar energy system. So in the remote area, they provide information to the villagers. They provide the different set of formats of government schemes to the villagers, and they charge minimum amount. So they also train the adjacent girls. So training of the girls, their survival and support to community, and convergence of the government schemes. All role being played by the one center where 3 to 4 girls are engaged all together. So this is in somewhere youths are manufacturing the LED bulbs, repairing the pumps, stitching clothes. They have stitching centers, promoting Adivasi cultural clothes. So these are the things we have promoted in large scale in Jharkhand by engaging the youths who having entrepreneurial capacity. So these are 5 strategy we are converging, and last year Government of India has also felicitated, given award to 5 such girls from Jharkhand. So this is how this 5 strategy we are supporting, and we feel these are one area is also there, discouraging child marriage, because it is by and large affecting the girls in Jharkhand. So we also focus in the whole cross-cutting activities. We emphasis on the discouraging child marriage.
Sir, overall, what I got to know is your projects are not only focusing on education, but your projects are actually reaching out to girls and their holistic growth. That is really great to know. So, when you work in the field or your team works in the field and meet the parents, so the parents' mindset is different. And when the girls are not given priority for their education or going out of the state or doing something for their livelihood, so how would you create that community ownership and involvement in your projects?
Yes, we have self-help groups in the villages. We have Gram Sabha in the villages. We have a school management committee in the villages. So the first and foremost task we do, because you rightly said that the patriarchal thought is one of the biggest barrier in promotion of girls' education and empowerment of the women and girls. Because people think that girls are only meant for the village household work and they cannot do very high technical jobs. So why we should invest on girls for such things? So this barrier we uh, focus on three four major and we train our staffs, and this is also promote within the organization also. So what we do, we call it promotion of pro gender sensitive CVOs, community based organizations. Under the community based organizations, we work with the Gram Sabha, we work with the Panchayati Raj institutions, we work with the school management committee, we work with the Mata Samiti, work with the farmers club, we work with the adolescent groups, we work with the self-help groups, women self-help groups. So, and Bal Sansad in their schools. So in all these institutions, we create certain space for the discussion on impact of girls' education. We promote the girls, what will happen in the society. We we have printed some manuals on the case study. If you have promoted women, then what has happened? And we have felicitated those girls and women in the state level, time to time. Recently, 2 3 months back, we also had a large scale big seminar in Jharkhand, and we felicitate almost 66 such women at the state level who have performed very well. So this creates ripples in the society. Once we sensitize the community-based organizations, we facilitate changes in their mindset, and then we continuously handhold those community-based institutions to respond to the girls' needs, to facilitate the girls so that they can work, they can be empowered properly. They can have some access to information. They have backup from the family. They will change their mindset, and they will come up the vicious circle of the poor thought syndrome. And then they will become well-informed citizen, and they will become a competent citizen to work in the society with all confidence. So this is the very finer sense, fine-tuning things. And gradually, we also promote our staffs to respond such fine-tuned things or finer sense of the society. It's take a lot of time because your organization has to be sensitive to those things. And gradually, wherever we are working, we have come with a large number of women, girls, those who have changed the mindset. They are doing really very well in Jharkhand in different locations. We have felicitated, the state has felicitated, and they have done very well. Some of the 5 6 girls have been felicitated by the Prime Minister of India in Pragati Maidan last year. So these small works very facilitate the whole community to come forward. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi also visited some of the stall installed by our community leaders. So when they met him and they came back from the Delhi to their village, they shared this experience. The whole villagers are so overwhelmed that some more girls joined, and they are now making the bangles of lakhs, and various many toys, plates, cup, plates of lakhs. Lakhs is the one minor forest produce, which is used in electronic items, etc. And we produce a lot in Jharkhand. So these are the certain small things we initiate and which create a lot of impact in the society. So project comes and goes, but these threads will continue in different projects. Whatever project is there, but in thread we continue with a special focus to girls empowerment, girls education, women empowerment. So the whole segment is working in every set of project, and then we are able to achieve something in our field area. So these are the certain things. The CVOs, sensitivity, sensitizing CVOs, you know, the major area. Convergence is the major, second major area, which create a lot of space for the women to work.
That's really nice to know, sir. And could you share any successful story or an example which you had in recent times?
Yeah, there are several success story. We have also various books, just one compilation of the success story. But one story I would like to share that there was a girl in Ranchi slum, which is only 2 kilometers from our office in Ranchi. And when we were exploring or identifying the girls for this non-traditional trades skill building, so she was not interested to join us because she got married little early, and then her husband left her, and then there was some family conflict. So she was no more interested to continue any new ventures, although her age was around 2021. So we facilitated, and our staffs were visited a lot and facilitated her husband, then our parents, and then we trained her almost on the furniture, making furniture and polishing furnitures of the household. So what she did, she took interest, and she started taking, after learning from the whole trainings, she started visiting the household and asking door to door, visiting door to door and asking for the any repairing work or any polishing or painting the doors, etc. And gradually she started getting jobs in different location, different household. And gradually she became well known to her locality. So she got money. Also, we facilitated to get loan from the banks, and she opened a shop. Now she has employed 5, 6 employee in her shop. Her husband is also working in his shop, and now she is taking a lot of contracts from furnitures, making furnitures, polishing furnitures, painting household, flats, etc. And she is now well established businessman. And this is the whole story of 4 years. So in the 4 years, she has grown like this. So this has also built the one-liner philosophy, ideology of leads that our punchline is unfolding the human potentials. So once we unfold the human potentials, the human being can stand on their own feet, and they can do any miraculous thing. And we have proved in a lot of cases. So this is one case. Side by side, we have a lot of such cases where we had some school programs with the Kriya, and we conducted session to empower girls in their schools. So we empowered girls, and there was one father sexually exploiting her daughter since 5, 6 months, but she was not able to share anything. But when we had a session with her, she came boldly in the schools and she shared with the principal. Then there was a meeting. The principal, a school teacher, visited her house. Then there was inside the house there was a meeting. There was a discussion, and gradually we brought that girls out of the trauma, such trauma. And now, last year she was the first class, uh, passed 10th class by the first division. So these are the certain things. If you put some investment on the girls, it pay back a lot. This is what we have experienced in our life.
Congratulations, sir, to you and your team, which is doing such a great work and bringing a great impact in the society. This will definitely change the mindset of parents. And yes, we are hopeful that there will be more enrollments and retention in schools of the girls, especially in the state. When we are talking about the confidence and how girls are coming up and creating a great change in the society, so there might be some girls who are very shy and maybe with low confidence. So, how do you deal and what are the steps you take to empower such girls beyond academics?
Uh, we have a certain set of mental engagement with those girls because we narrate a story of big successes from the local areas, not from the story from the other side. What we do, identify the low learners, low level learners, or the people who are girls who are very shy, they do not come forward. And this is one of the major challenge, one of the challenge which also create obstacles in girls' education promotion and their empowerment promotion. So what we do, we provide certain sports material to schools, some library books, success story to the library. And we also facilitate schools to provide those things to those girls who are slow learners or those who are shy, do not come forward. So engage them with the different sports because we have seen that the girls who are shy in education or articulating publicly, speaking publicly, those girls are very good in the sports. So what we promote, and this is also one of the mandate of Right to Education Act, that we do not evaluate the children only on the basis of academic performance. We should evaluate children holistically. So if the person is shy, that doesn't mean that person has a low capacity. So in many cases, we have found that people are very shy initially, that then became the very big researchers, scientists, etc. So we will collect those story and share with them, and they engage the different activities, drawing, playing games, quiz, etc. And then gradually they come forward and they join the mainstream. But it takes, we also take in loop the school management to facilitate those girls. We also have a counselors. We meet them, we visit them. So this is also one of the area which is very acute case, and we have also agreement with one agency here in Jharkhand, Curesia, called Curesia. They provide mental supports. If such cases are very in bad shape, that because of some trauma, psychological imbalances has taken place, then we refer those such girls to that Curesia institute, and they discuss with them, they facilitate them, they counsel them, and they facilitate them to come forward. And in certain cases, we have a very good result. So this is how we try, whatever resources we have, whatever capacity we have, we try to address such certain issues which are very in crisis mode or acute mode. So that uh, if certain things going to happen very badly, we can recover, we try to recover those girls from the trauma and facilitate them to come and join the ministry. So this is the area, but one good thing in Jharkhand that girls are not very shy by and large. Uh, in Bihar, you'll find 30% girls are shy. In Jharkhand, you'll find 10-12% are shy. So this is a difference. Since childhood, girls are very active in household work, in cultural activity, forest collection, etc. So they are not very much shy, and they do not kept in shyness for longer period. And because of that certain good behavior, the government girls of Jharkhand are well known for the honesty and taking proper nursing the children in Delhi and Mumbai. Almost in Delhi itself, more than 2 lakhs girls are working as a domestic worker. So these things all together goes on, but these challenges affects us, but not that much badly as it happens in the other states.
So there are many organizations which are working in this on this topic and uh, promoting girl child education, and they are doing wonderful work. So VANI has took up a recent initiative to create a coalition and collaboration with such organizations who are mostly working in promoting and empowering women and girl children. So, what do you think this collaboration will impact in future, and what should be the approach?
Almost all the major institutions are member of the BANI, and BANI has a very good access across the country to different well-performing institutions. So what I feel that BANI should highlight or document best practices on the girls' education, facilitate the mutual learning, facilitate the replication of the learning from Jharkhand to Rajasthan, Rajasthan to Uttar Pradesh to other states, so that the strategies can be shared amongst us and it will enrich the intervention strategy, so that we can, in the given resources, we can respond more strategically to the needs of the girls. So this is one area where BANI can play a role. Second area, by maintaining the cultural ethos of the different states, BANI can make a exchange program or sharing program, conduct a sharing program, and also prepare some materials or informative materials, strategic materials to support the BANI partners all across India. The third is there are certain most marginalized community like primitive tribes in Jharkhand. Similarly, in last meeting, we were listening many people. We are sharing about the most economically backward community are residing in the remote area, and state is not reaching to adequately to them. So in that area, those who are working, we can also amplify the voices of those girls of primitive tribes or most marginalized section of the society who collect the voices, we collect their issues, and we can amplify the voices so that some CSO can respond, state can respond, other CSR group can respond to those voices. So this is third area. Fourth area is exchange of knowledge, exchange of experience, exchange of mutual learning, support to each other can be coordinated, collaborated by the VANI, and technical and thematic support can be given by the BANI to the partners. Because BANI has access through the membership to all, and it is centrally strategic location is the Delhi. So BANI can correlate chain of issues related to girls' education at national level and create its authority to 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 amplify the voice of for the girls' education, to maintain sex ratio, improve sex ratio in our country, to amplify the voices of girls or most marginalized section of the society at the national level. So Bani can create, dedicate one website for the promotion of girls' education. We can put our case studies, success story, strategy on the website. Through the website also we can learn. Bani can also facilitate the learning within the group by using our own resource persons. So these are the ample of work where Bani can play important role and support partners in building the knowledge and strategy. Also, whatever project we are implementing, Bani can also make a strategy to integrate the girls' empowerment education, education and empowerment in any of the project can be integrated. So this campaign can be taken care of the Bani. So in the given resources, we can create a ripple and impact at the national level.
So one of the main objective of creating this coalition and collaboration was like recently we did a desk research on girls' education in India, where we have also founded that the challenges are different in different states. I mean, specific challenges which are cultural and traditional based in the states. So we also are trying to get solutions or out of this coalition. And what change would you like to see in another 10 years?
First, I would like to respond from your initial statement that state has different challenges, different cultural issues, because cultural issues is more dominating in this sphere of life where we are trying to promote the girls' education. So what we feel that local issue must have a local solution by utilizing change of behavior, by changing the psychological order of the parents. So bringing back children from trauma to the mainstream. These are the area which will which will create more space to resolve the issues by local solutions. So this is one of the focus. And besides, the states has different area, but we collaborate, we work together, and we exchange enrich ourselves. There are many networks in our country, but those networks are well backed up by strong one donor agency since last 20 years, 15 years, and one specific area. So Bani has access not only a specific area, Bani has access to many such issues which are working for the girls' education and promoting girls' education. So some networks are working only on the adolescent health. Some education are only working on girls' education. Some organizations are networks are only working on skill building. But Bani has access to all such organizations across the country who are working on all these areas. So this is one of the major strengths of Bani. We can collaborate this strength and we can find a way forward to work together to create segmental strategy, and then we do some good thing for the girls of our country. This is what I feel for the Bani.
Sir, what change would you like to see in another 10 years in Jharkhand?
This is the very, very great, it will be great moment for me if all children are in Anganwadi, all children happily continuing in their school education, the higher education, developing their schools. This is the great moment for us, and that's only we are working for such a mission to accomplish. So not only 10 years down the line, but every day we are struggling to ensure this, since the families are also one of the responsible partner in continuation of such issue. So it will take more time because it's a systemic issue, but we are very hopeful that last 10-15 years we have seen a lot of changes. In coming 10 years we'll see a lot of changes. And what I want to see, the 50%, at least 50% bench are filled in higher education by the girls. So full participation of girls in higher education. This is my dream.
It is a delight to having you join us today, Singh sir. Thank you for your time and sharing your insights with us on girls' education, particularly in Jharkhand. Listening to these inspirational stories and your projects will further motivate our listeners. I'm sure you all had a great time listening to Mr. Singh. We will come back soon with another episode of this podcast series where we appeal our listeners to join hands with Vani in promoting girls' education in India. I'm your host, Subhashini Prabhakar, signing off.